After the 9/11 attacks, lipstick sales suddenly spiked across America. While the country was in emotional and economic turmoil, Leonard Lauder of Estee Lauder noticed a puzzling trend that would later revolutionize economic forecasting. This phenomenon reveals how consumers turn to small luxuries during tough times, a pattern that appears across surprising products from Spam and candy bars to men's underwear sales. These seemingly random purchase behaviors actually form a hidden economic code that can predict financial trends before they hit the headlines. I'll show you how these everyday indicators reveal where the economy is heading next. The curious connection. What do lipstick, Spam, and men's underwear share? What if I told you that your shopping cart might predict the next recession better than Wall Street experts? I'm not talking about some fancy algorithm or subscription to an expensive financial newsletter. I'm talking about the everyday items you toss in your cart without a second thought. Those underwear basics you've been putting off replacing? That bargain lipstick you splurged on when you were feeling down? Even that can of Spam you picked up just in case? They're all secretly telling an economic story that most people completely miss. Welcome to the weird and surprisingly accurate world of unconventional economic indicators. While everyone's glued to official unemployment numbers and GDP reports, economists with a creative streak have been watching what regular people buy when times get tough. These shopping cart signals often spot economic trouble months before official announcements hit the news. Think about it. When your budget gets tight, what changes first? Your shopping habits shift in subtle ways. You might stretch those old boxers a bit longer, grab an affordable lipstick instead of a designer handbag, or stock up on shelf-stable foods. These tiny, almost subconscious decisions create massive data patterns that savvy economists can read like an economic crystal ball. Traditional economic metrics work like checking the weather after you're already soaked. They confirm what happened, but wouldn't you rather know before leaving home without an umbrella? Alternative indicators catch those first droplets before the storm, giving you time to prepare financially while everyone else is still oblivious. The psychology here is fascinating. When we feel financially secure, we replace basics without thinking and treat ourselves regularly. But when economic anxiety creeps in, our brains shift to preservation mode. We make tiny, almost invisible sacrifices we can easily justify. Nobody sees my underwear anyway. This cheap lipstick works fine. These small compromises feel psychologically easier than major lifestyle changes. Your shopping cart becomes a secret code revealing economic forecasts through everyday purchases. It's like accidentally leaving breadcrumbs that economists can follow straight to future trends. During the 2008 financial crisis, men's underwear sales dropped by 12% as households tightened their belts while keeping their old stretched-out elastic ones. During the Great Depression, lipstick sales surged as women sought affordable luxuries. And Spam? This humble canned meat has reliably spiked during nearly every economic downturn since the 1930s. Today, I'm introducing 3 reliable, unconventional indicators economists actually track. First is the Men's Underwear Index, a surprisingly serious economic tool that even former Federal Reserve Chairman Alan Greenspan respected. When guys stop replacing their underwear, consumer confidence is starting to crack. Then there's the Lipstick Index, tracking how we find smaller ways to treat ourselves during tough times. When big purchases get delayed but small luxury items fly off shelves, that's a classic recession signal hiding at your local makeup counter. Finally, the Spam Index shows how sales of affordable shelf-stable proteins surge when budgets tighten. This signals a broader shift toward budget-friendly, long-lasting food options that happens right before economic downturns become official. These indicators create economic breadcrumbs that consumers unknowingly drop, forming a trail leading straight to upcoming financial trends. Your neighbor might be clueless about GDP forecasts, but their decision to skip new underwear and stock up on Spam makes them an unwitting economic oracle. The remarkable thing? These shopping patterns often spot trouble 3 to 6 months before official reports confirm what's happening. That's a significant head start for anyone paying attention, like having a financial time machine showing you economic headlines before they're written. I recently noticed this myself when I overheard a friend say she was postponing her vacation but had bought 3 new lipsticks instead. Within months, her company announced a hiring freeze. Her shopping cart knew before she did. I'm definitely not suggesting you stalk strangers' shopping carts or inventory your friends' underwear drawers, but understanding these patterns gives you a serious advantage in preparing your finances. When these indicators shift, consider building your emergency fund higher or postponing major purchases. Throughout history, these everyday indicators have correctly signaled major economic events. During the 2001 dot-com recession, Estee Lauder reported a surge in lipstick sales as consumers sought affordable indulgences. Before the 2008 financial crisis fully emerged, underwear sales had already declined. And in early 2020, before COVID lockdowns became widespread, spam sales jumped 37% as economic uncertainty began creeping in. While financial experts debate complex economic models, the real story might be sitting right there in your shopping cart. By tuning into these subtle signals, you can potentially position yourself ahead of economic curves rather than being blindsided by them. The Men's Underwear Index, Alan Greenspan's surprising economic theory. Beyond your shopping cart habits lurks an even weirder economic crystal ball, hiding in men's dresser drawers across America. Ever wonder why Alan Greenspan, the guy who literally controlled America's money supply for decades, was secretly tracking men's underwear sales? The answer reveals how our most private purchasing decisions might actually predict the next recession. When Greenspan was running the Federal Reserve, he was checking out something way more personal than complicated economic charts: your underwear drawer. As one of the most influential economic figures in American history, Greenspan developed unconventional methods for gauging consumer confidence. His theory focused on nationwide sales patterns of men's underwear. It sounds ridiculous at first, right? Like, what could my boxers possibly have to do with GDP? Greenspan's brilliance came from recognizing that underwear represents a unique economic signal. As he explained to NPR correspondent Robert Krulwich, the garment that is most private is male underpants because nobody sees it except people in the locker room, and who cares? This privacy factor makes underwear sales such a powerful economic indicator. When times are good, underwear sales remain steady because guys replace worn-out pairs without thinking twice. But when money gets tight, you can totally get away with wearing those slightly worn pairs longer, since nobody's going to call you out on it. Think about your own underwear drawer for a second. When was the last time you did a full refresh? If you're being honest, you probably have at least a few pairs that have seen better days. No judgment here. According to Greenspan's theory, if you're putting off that underwear restock, you might be part of a larger economic signal that's actually measurable. During economic good times, men's underwear sales typically hold steady. It's one of those boring, predictable purchases that economists love because the sales data normally doesn't fluctuate much. It's like financial background noise, consistent and reliable. That consistency is what makes any change so meaningful. When the economy starts to tank, the underwear index gets really interesting. During recessions, research shows that men's underwear sales typically drop by 2 to 4%. This might not sound dramatic, but for a product category that's usually so stable, this is actually a huge red flag. The 2008 financial crisis gave us a perfect test case for Greenspan's theory. As the economy spiraled downward, men across America collectively decided their old tighty-whities could survive another few months. Sales figures backed this up, with a notable 2.3% decline in 2008, right when the economy was at its worst. Bill Patterson, a senior analyst at Mintel, confirmed this pattern, saying, "It's simply a bellwether. When people are feeling confident, they spend more. The last thing you're going to do when you're short on cash is go and replace your underwear." This isn't some quirky theory without backing. Actual market research has confirmed the correlation between underwear sales dips and economic downturns. During the Great Recession, the data showed a measurable drop in men's underwear purchases that aligned perfectly with other economic indicators, except the underwear sales started declining before many of the official statistics showed trouble. That's the real power of the Men's Underwear Index. It correlates with economic downturns and often signals problems before traditional economic indicators catch up. When guys start holding off on buying new boxers, it's an early warning sign that they're feeling financially squeezed, even if they haven't fully acknowledged it themselves. Your underwear drawer is like a tiny economic sensor in your home. When you open it each morning and think, I should really replace some of these, but I'll wait until next month, you're making the same decision millions of other people are making simultaneously. At scale, this creates a measurable economic signal. The psychology behind this is fascinating. Underwear sits at a unique intersection of necessity and postponable purchase. It's the perfect canary in the coal mine for consumer confidence because you absolutely need it, but can delay replacing it when money gets tight. The beauty of this indicator is that it's almost impossible to manipulate. Unlike other economic metrics influenced by government policies or corporate reporting tricks, nobody can force men to buy new underwear when they're worried about their finances. It's pure consumer behavior in its most honest form. Some economists have questioned whether the men's underwear index holds up across different economic contexts. Fair enough, no single metric tells the whole story. But the historical correlation is hard to ignore, especially when you look at how consistently underwear sales have tracked with major economic downturns. When underwear sales start ticking back up, it can be one of the first signals that consumer confidence is returning. When guys decide it's finally time to refresh the underwear drawer, it means they're feeling financially secure enough to take care of those private necessities again. The lipstick effect. Small luxuries during big economic troubles. Those economic warning signs in your underwear drawer tell only half the story. Flip that theory on its head and you'll find something totally unexpected. In the same economy where necessities get cut, small luxuries actually thrive. When Leonard Lauder, chairman of Estée Lauder, noticed lipstick flying off shelves immediately after 9/11, he uncovered a psychological pattern that would help predict consumer behavior through every recession since. The economy tanks, people lose jobs, and suddenly everyone's buying lipstick. That's exactly what happened after September 11th. While most consumer spending crashed, lipstick sales surged dramatically. Lauder formalized this observation into the lipstick index, an economic theory that's proven remarkably accurate for decades. The psychology behind this phenomenon is like a financial lifebuoy in choppy economic waters. When big luxuries become impossible, vacations, new cars, designer wardrobes, we grab onto small indulgences that keep our spirits afloat. Lipstick delivers maximum emotional bang for minimal buck. It's relatively cheap compared to other luxury items, provides instant gratification, and lasts for months. This pattern appears consistently across economic downturns. During the Great Depression, lipstick sales climbed steadily from 1929 to 1933 while people stood in bread lines. Similar sales patterns emerged during the 2001 recession and the 2008 financial crisis. What's fascinating is that while the overall beauty industry typically takes a hit during recessions, lipstick specifically tends to hold its ground or even grow. The psychology experts call this affordable indulgence. When everything around us feels insecure and we're cutting back on major expenses, we look for tiny ways to treat ourselves without the guilt of a major purchase. Think about it. A $20 lipstick feels way less irresponsible than a $200 shopping spree, but it still gives you that little dopamine hit. It functions as emotional comfort food for your wallet. This effect extends beyond cosmetics. During downturns, similar patterns emerge with chocolate sales, premium coffee drinks, movie tickets, and small tech accessories. Each represents a tiny rebellion against total austerity. I may have to cut back on big things, but I refuse to sacrifice all joy. This behavior also reveals something deeper about how we cope with financial stress. Jobs feel precarious, retirement accounts shrink, and uncertainty looms. Small luxuries restore a sense of agency, a moment of, I can still afford this one nice thing amid overwhelming financial anxiety. The lipstick index has evolved over time. During the 2008 recession, nail polish sales exploded as people swapped expensive salon visits for DIY manicures. The underlying psychology remained identical. finding affordable ways to feel pampered when bigger luxuries became impossible. What's super interesting is how younger consumers show particularly strong tendencies toward this behavior. Recent data indicates Gen Z shoppers are significantly more likely than older generations to prioritize beauty purchases during economic uncertainty, creating their own version of the lipstick effect. Beauty retailers strategically leverage this pattern. Those small-ticket, impulse-buy items near Sephora registers, they're deliberately positioned to capture lipstick effect spending, knowing that budget-conscious shoppers remain susceptible to small luxury temptations. This spending pattern serves as a valuable economic indicator. When economists notice lipstick and similar small luxury sales climbing while other spending drops, it reliably signals consumer financial strain. The consistency of this pattern across vastly different economic eras is remarkable. From the Great Depression through multiple recessions to our modern digital economy, this psychological spending pattern persists. Our fashion, technology, and communication styles have transformed dramatically, but our emotional relationship with money remains startlingly consistent. The 2023 data shows this effect is still going strong. Despite overall consumer spending dropping in many categories, the beauty industry saw an impressive 18% increase in dollar sales compared to the previous year. Even with inflation squeezing budgets everywhere, people carved out space for these psychological lifelines. But the lipstick effect isn't bulletproof. During COVID, the makeup industry faced a unique challenge when masks made lipstick irrelevant. The industry pivoted quickly, with eye makeup and skincare becoming the pandemic's small luxuries of choice. The psychological mechanism remained identical, only the specific products changed to match masked reality. So next time you grab that nail polish or fancy chocolate during a tight month, remember, you're part of an economic tradition spanning nearly a century. Your small splurge isn't just personal indulgence, it's a data point in a psychological pattern that survived the Great Depression, multiple recessions, and even a global pandemic. The COVID curveball: how the pandemic changed these economic indicators. When a global pandemic hit in 2020, it didn't just change our daily routines, it completely rewrote the economic playbook. Those tried and true financial indicators we've been discussing, they suddenly faced their biggest challenge yet. While economists relied on these quirky indicators for decades, COVID-19 hit the financial world like a wrecking ball. The virus crashed markets and transformed which products reveal our economic fears. With faces half covered and people stuck at home, consumer psychology underwent a dramatic metamorphosis. Remember the lipstick index? That reliable economic barometer completely flatlined when masks became mandatory. The appeal of splurging on the perfect shade of red vanished when nobody could see your lips. During the pandemic, lipstick sales plummeted by 15% as lockdowns spread worldwide. Economists' favorite recession indicator became virtually useless, but our desire for little luxuries adapted. It simply migrated upward on our faces. Economists dubbed this the mascara effect. With masks covering our lower faces, consumers focused on the features still visible, our eyes. Eye makeup sales jumped 5% during lockdowns, with Chinese e-commerce giant Alibaba reporting a staggering 150% increase in eye cosmetics in February 2020 alone. Our small indulgences evolved to match our masked reality. The pandemic transformed the men's underwear index too. Traditional economic wisdom suggested underwear sales should have declined during 2020's uncertainty. Instead, when millions started working from home, comfort became the priority. Aussie Bum, an Australian men's underwear manufacturer, reported one of its best sales years ever in 2020. People weren't postponing underwear purchases, they were investing in comfort for their new WFH lifestyle, creating a fascinating economic paradox. High unemployment existed alongside increased spending in specific comfort categories, fracturing the traditional relationship between economic hardship and reduced spending. The pandemic also birthed entirely new economic indicators overnight. Empty shelves of toilet paper, hand sanitizer, and baking supplies offered economists fresh insights into consumer psychology during unprecedented times. These panic buying patterns revealed how drastically priorities shifted when our normal routines were disrupted. Self-care products emerged as a particularly revealing pandemic indicator. With traditional beauty routines disrupted, consumers redefined personal care. Sales of skincare, hair care, and bath and body products outperformed makeup. Like butterflies emerging from cocoons, our small luxuries transformed to match indoor lifestyles. Instead of grabbing lipstick as an affordable treat, people splurged on face masks, the skincare kind, and bath bombs. The psychological need for small indulgences remained, but the products fulfilling that need changed dramatically. This shift demonstrated how resilient consumer behavior can be even during economic uncertainty. Home office equipment sales became another unexpected economic indicator. Spending patterns shifted toward creating functional home workspaces. Ergonomic chairs, desk setups, and webcams became essential. These purchases represented significant investments during uncertain times, challenging conventional wisdom that consumers cut back on big purchases during downturns. The pandemic taught economists that consumer behavior adapts to social conditions, practical realities, and emotional needs. When face masks made lipstick impractical, consumers redirected their desire for small luxuries. When working from home made formal clothes unnecessary, people bought different types of clothing. Like rivers finding new paths after a landslide, consumer spending found new channels during disruption. This economic adaptability reveals something profound about these quirky indicators. They reflect deeper psychological patterns that persist even when specific products fall out of favor. The pandemic proved these indicators aren't fixed formulas, but evolving reflections of human behavior. The underlying psychology, seeking affordable comforts during stress, prioritizing necessities during uncertainty, remains constant, but how those needs manifest changes with social conditions. Economic forecasters had to adapt significantly during this period. They couldn't rely on traditional indicators alone. They needed to understand how consumer priorities were shifting under unprecedented circumstances. Those who recognized these evolving patterns early could better predict which sectors would struggle and which would thrive. As we emerged from pandemic restrictions, these indicators continued to evolve. Some returned to pre-pandemic patterns, while others established new baselines. The lipstick index gradually recovered as mask mandates lifted, but eye makeup maintained its elevated importance in many beauty routines. Comfortable loungewear carved out a permanent place in our closets. These economic indicators proved more resilient and adaptable than we might have thought. Rather than becoming obsolete during extreme circumstances, they evolved to continue revealing important insights. Eye makeup became the new lipstick. Comfortable underwear replaced office attire. Self-care products took on new significance. The pandemic transformed these economic signals without destroying them. The underlying psychological principles remained valid, even as their specific manifestations changed. This adaptability the spam phenomenon, when tough times call for affordable protein. Beyond adaptive pandemic indicators lies an even more reliable economic warning sign, one that's been quietly predicting financial trouble since the Great Depression. That humble can of spam sitting in your pantry? It's a powerful economic crystal ball that economists have been watching for decades. When the UK saw spam sales suddenly jump by 36% in 2022, financial experts recognized a massive red flag signaling consumer anxiety about inflation. This dramatic shift in purchasing behavior wasn't random. It was history repeating itself in a particularly telling way. Think about it. Spam isn't exactly winning any gourmet food awards. It's often the butt of jokes during good economic times, dismissed as a processed mystery meat. Yet this blue can becomes a pantry essential when economic storm clouds gather, revealing a fascinating pattern in consumer psychology during financial stress. During the 2008 financial crisis, spam sales jumped by 10.6% in the early months compared to the previous year. While other companies were struggling to survive, Hormel Foods, spam's manufacturer, reported a 14% profit increase, largely thanks to strong spam sales. By 2011, Hormel was selling a staggering 122 million cans of spam, an 11% increase from 2009 levels when many economic sectors were still struggling. What makes spam such a reliable economic indicator? It combines affordability, protein content, and shelf stability, the trifecta of budget-conscious eating. When inflation hits and budgets tighten, fresh meat becomes a luxury item, making that $3 can of Spam suddenly attractive as families look to maximize their nutritional value while minimizing costs. Comparing Spam with other recession-friendly foods shows its unique position. Spam, high protein, long shelf life, ready to eat, minimal preparation. Rice and beans, higher preparation time, requires cooking, excellent value but less convenient. Ramen noodles, cheaper but lower nutritional value, limited protein content. Peanut butter, good protein but less versatile for meal planning. Hormel Foods executives have been remarkably candid about the connection between their sales and broader economic conditions. CEO Jim Snee specifically commented on Spam's performance during recent inflation, describing the economic pressure as real and significant. When food company executives highlight economic conditions in earnings calls, it directly reflects on their bottom line. The Spam phenomenon extends globally across 44 countries, creating a worldwide economic sensing network. Different cultures respond to economic pressures in unique ways. But the turn toward affordable, shelf-stable protein during tough times appears nearly universal.